Boston is getting ready to celebrate the 4th. This is the fireworks barge right now in the Charles River, where a crew is wiring and loading hundreds of fireworks. They will launch from the barge docked between the Longfellow and Mass Ave bridges. Once they are set, computers take over and launch the fireworks in sync with the Boston Pops music.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty amazing. Always so cool to see.
Has Blair, your daughter, has she been exposed to fireworks yet?
You know, fireworks were going on the other day, and I swear I thought it was going to wake her up, and she slept right through it. We do have a sound machine, though, on in her room, so maybe that helped.
My sons, when they were younger, absolutely terrified of fireworks.
Not anymore, though, right?
Within like the last year, they finally opened up to it. They just did not like fireworks.
Yeah. Are you a fan, Bree, or do they startle you?
Oh, I love fireworks. I used to work at Epcot. Best fireworks anywhere, and except for in Boston on the 4th of July. But we're in for some of nature's fireworks tonight. Humidity back in the forecast, storms that are expected to roll through this evening. But then it's followed by really a fantastic holiday weekend, so all is not lost if your plans get kind of barged in on today with those storms rolling through. Here's a look at the weekend starting tomorrow. Sunshine back in the forecast. We top out in the low 80s, upper 80s as we make it into the 4th of July holiday. Current temperatures are in the mid 80s, 81 for Beverly and Plymouth, 84 for Boston right now. The heat is there. The moisture is starting to surge in from the south and the southwest. Maybe you've noticed the humidity back in the forecast for us. A frizz factor, it's a factor today. And if you look to our south, you can see some of those thunderstorms rolling across Long Island into the Hamptons and also trying to make their way up towards Buzzards Bay, Martha's Vineyard. If those cells hold together, we could start to see some wet weather in those areas along the south coast within the next couple of hours. But really, the real action holds off until this evening. It comes along with this front, adding lift to our heat and our moisture. That's what we need to get these thunderstorms going. So running through the timeline here, we really just have clouds sticking around with us through the afternoon hours. It takes until the evening to get this storm action going, taking advantage of the daytime heating. And you can see that line starting to make its way into the Berkshires 6, 7 o'clock. I think the real strong storms come around that time, 7, 8 o'clock. And if those cells can hold together, then they could possibly push to the inside of 495. We're done with all of this after 1 a.m., 2 a.m. tonight. However, National Weather Service, SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, has issued a slight risk for some severe storms. So I think it is likely we'll see some severe thunderstorm warnings pop up, possibly a tornado warning. That is a very slight chance, but we can't rule it out completely, so it is worth mentioning. The biggest threats with these storms, though, if they are strong to severe, will be damaging gusty winds, straight line winds, and also some heavy downpours. We need the rain. It's just not great to get it all at once. Now, looks like about 1/4 to 1/2 an inch. Those areas that do get the localized downpours could be closer to an inch with some of these storms to pass through. Think about a couple of days ago, those storms that we saw then. Downpours moving on out. That's what'll happen as we head into this evening, and it becomes more likely as we get into the later evening hours. So yeah, there's a lot of outdoor activities tonight. I know there's been a couple of fireworks programs that were already postponed, so you might want to check your plans before you even head out the door to make sure everything's good to go. Fenway forecast still good to go at this point, crossing our fingers that those storms hold off in the Boston area until after the game is over. How about the holiday weekend? Let's just get to the good news, right? Lots of sunshine in store for us Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and also that heat really pumping in for us on Monday. And a look at your 7-on-7 forecast. Man, summer's in full swing. We are in the 80s throughout the next several days, and tonight looks to be our next best chance, or only chance in the next several days, to pick any of that much needed rain up. We'll see in a few.
We're going to stick with weather for a moment. There is wild weather out west in Las Vegas, where they were hit with some serious flooding. Take a look at this. A number of the major roads there are underwater. It happened when 2 inches of rain fell in just a matter of hours. Almost 5,000 people in that area are still without power this noon. 2 people had to be rescued from that flood. They got stranded as the water levels rose. Firefighters, look, they had to get crafty here. They connected some ladders and used them to have the people walk across to get to safety.
Wow. All right, still ahead on 7 News, a new twist on a wildly popular podcast, why the man at the center of the serial murder mystery is getting a new trial.
First up, a man is dead after a crash with a self-driving car. What the company is saying caused this accident.
autopilot accident. A man is dead after the self-driving car he was in crashes. The man was killed when his car drove into a truck.
Significant because this is the first U.S. fatality attributed to a car that was in that self-driving mode. In April, Josh Brown posted this video of his 2015 Tesla Model S in self-driving mode. Watch as it narrowly avoids a truck that tries to enter his lane on the highway. Just 1 month later, the 40-year-old was dead. According to police, when a tractor-trailer turned in front of him at an intersection in Florida, the Tesla, engaged in autopilot mode, didn't stop. Tesla declined a request for an interview, but in a statement said in part, quote, "Neither autopilot nor the driver noticed the white side of the tractor-trailer against a brightly lit sky, so the brake was not applied." Tesla said it immediately reported the accident to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, adding that, quote, "This is the first known fatality in just over 130 million miles where autopilot was activated. Among all vehicles in the U.S., there is a fatality every 94 million miles. Elon Musk, the founder and CEO of Tesla, tweeted, "Our condolences for the tragic loss." Brown's death raises questions about the safety of driverless car technology. Other companies like General Motors and Google are racing to make it happen. Automakers will be watching this investigation closely.
What investigators are looking for is the data leading up to the accident. Did the autopilot system tell the driver there's a truck up ahead, or did it not see the truck?
Federal regulators say that they are launching a preliminary evaluation of the 25,000 Tesla vehicles across the country, and they want to learn more and as much details as they can about this incident.
Coming up on 7 News, this video of donuts being dropped on the floor, causing inspectors to take a closer look at the store, what they found when they went inside this Dunkin' Donuts.
And you'll recognize this. It's been a part of the Boston skyline for decades, why the infamous Sit-Go sign could be in danger of disappearing.
A beloved Boston landmark is in jeopardy. The Sit-Go sign has been a part of the Boston skyline since 1940, but now the building of that sign that it sits on is up for sale.
Well, there's a group now that's dedicating itself, Bostonians, who are trying to get this sign and make sure it stays where it is. 7's Danielle Gersh has a closer look.
For some people, it's already a landmark.
It's just a feeling that you get. Yeah. It's Boston, and it's recognized everywhere.
Lynn Smilage isn't just a fan of the Sit-Go sign, she's chair of the Boston Landmarks Commission.
I submitted a petition to the Landmarks Commission to start the ball rolling.
She says it's a sign of the times. The building underneath the neon icon is up for sale, leaving its future uncertain and prompting the committee to consider the sign's landmark status at a meeting next month.
Often properties that are considered for landmarking are felt to be under some sort of development pressure.
In recent days, another petition popped up online.
We wanted to demonstrate there was significant public support for that. So in a week, we generated about 500 signatures a day.
Greg Gaylor, executive director of the Boston Preservation Alliance, says this signature part of the Boston skyline has been up for consideration before.
In the 80s, there was an effort, Sit-Go was considering taking down the sign, and there was a community effort to save it.
In April, we got an up-close view of the sign and met Martin Foley, the man who spent 45 years caring for the sign. He thinks protecting it is a bright idea.
Oh, I really hope it stays here. I really hope it stays here. But that's not for me to, say, I have no control over that.
Even with thousands of signatures, making the Sit-Go sign an official Boston landmark won't be decided in July. It needs approval by both the mayor and city council, as well as extensive research. In Kenmore Square, Danielle Gersh, 7 News.
Much more to come in the next half hour of 7 News, including a perfect recipe for the 4th of July holiday weekend. We're making blueberry cobbler. It is so good.
Looks good.
And it's today's What's Cooking.
Perfect, absolutely. The word I was thinking of that as well, Sarah. Now we got to get to the forecast of those storms tonight. Plus, what does the rest of the holiday weekend look like? All the details.